This week on Hanging with Champions, Dara and I hang out with one of the greatest Major League managers of all time, and he has his 3 World Series rings to prove it. Tony La Russa joins us today. Hanging with Champions is next. We miss you, sports, and so we're going to give you some kind of casual access into these athletes' lives. We'll throw in some special guests, some contests, some other surprises, and we'll even have a chance for you, some of our audience, to join in and hang out with us. I'm grateful to present my socially distant co-host, 12-time Olympic medalist, 4-time Olympic champion, the legendary Dara Torres. Hi, Dara. How you coping?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Just a little bored, as probably most people are, but I'm doing well. And God, I love that intro. I think I'm going to take you to all my speeches once I can start giving speeches and have you introduce me. That was awesome.
I've had a lot. I've had 53 days to write out the best open possible for this show here today. Well, hey, why don't we jump into our champion who's in the on-deck circle, okay?
Sounds great.
All right, let's jump in and we'll welcome the Hall of Fame manager, 3-time world champion, 4-time manager of the year, and now he's the special advisor for the Los Angeles Angels. It is Tony La Russa. Hey, Tony, when's the last time you got a haircut?
Well, in March.
You know, most accomplished managers, coaches, athletes cannot sit still, me included. What have you been doing for this past 5 or 6 weeks?
I do some exercising, but I like to read. And, you know as well that we're part of the Animal Rescue Foundation. So there are some projects that ARF is still working to get through. So, I stay busy. One thing I don't do is complain, because there are a lot of people out there that are really hurting, and I'm just trying to hang in.
So do you want me to send you my exercises then?
I've watched a couple. I mean, as you've gotten older, you've gotten soft.
Oh
Really.
my gosh. All right,
kidding.
bring it on. I'm going to start sending you some then. I need a
kidding.
videotape to see how you do, though.
I'm always fascinated to hear about the first day in the big leagues, in your case as a manager, because doing some digging, this was a really unique day in baseball history, the day that you were brought in to be the manager of the Chicago White Sox. Tell me a little bit more about August 2nd, 1979, and everything that was happening in your life and in the world of baseball.
Well, you just saved yourself some agony, Patrick, because I thought you were talking about my first experience in Major League Baseball was as a player, and I forget all about my playing. That's forgotten. But 1979, August 2nd, if you read the paper the next day, there's in a small little thing in the bottom, it says White Sox hire unknown lousy player Tony La Russa. But the headline, unfortunately, was Thurman Munson crashes his plane and dies. So it's a real, both sides of it. He was such a great professional, and it was so, the sadness of losing somebody early, like a Roy Halladay recently, But that next day was my first game as a manager when it was White Sox in Toronto. In fact, 4 days later, we had to go to New York, and they were still mourning and suffering. It was very sad.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Earlier, when we first introduced you, you mentioned ARF, which is your Animal Rescue Foundation. I know that story of how it started, but Patrick and the viewers don't. So maybe you can just give us a short version of how you started the Animal Rescue Foundation and why it's so near and dear to your heart.
I'll start with a disclaimer. As I describe it, people are going to say this is a fiction, Hollywoodish kind of explanation, but I grew up without a companion animal. So when I got married and Elaine had a dog and a cat for the first time, I experienced the wonderful and the amazing magical effect of having the pets, companion animals. But I thought only dogs, then I was introduced to cats. So over the years, our family really got into companion animal rescue because of the euthanasia rate. And we were always contributing. And then sure enough, in 1990, this is the third year we're going to be in a World Series. We had 30,000 people in the Coliseum, and we're playing the Yankees. We're here again. Sounds like Hollywood. There's a cat runs on the field, a feral cat. We bring it back into the dugout where I was, and I locked the door in the bathroom, and the game was over. Waited for open animal control. And my wife found out and said, Elaine said, "Hey, they're going to kill it tomorrow." So I called, "Don't kill it." We picked it up, brought it back to the county where we live, and realized that all the nonprofit shelters that complement the public efforts were full. So in February of '91, we started something called ARF, and we're in our 30th year, and it's been incredibly inspiring to all of us because we've gotten tremendous support.
What was that cat's name?
Well, we had a wonderful owner, Walter Haas. His wife is Evie, so we called her Evie. We had to ask Walter. He was honored. He said, "No, that'd be great."
That's wonderful. Tony, we can't thank you enough for your time. And last question as we let you go, will we see baseball this summer?
I get asked that all the time. In fact, I communicate all the time with teammates. And my answer more and more is 60% yes, 40% no. 40% means there are big issues and you have to overcome them and solve them. But when I see the willingness to not give in, not give up, 60% of me thinks that we will play some version of baseball. And I'm thinking it maybe sooner rather than later.
All right. Tony, thank you so much.
Can I say one more thing, Patrick?
Absolutely.
When you mention the championship, I'm always intimidated when somebody's got 12 championships. I'm only part of 3. So I never really feel comfortable around Dara.
Yeah, but you actually have a longer span than I do. So I thought I was in the sport for long, but you've been in your sport for much longer than I have. So
And you got 12.
kudos to you.
How do you think I feel, Tony? I'm sitting here with, I have no medals whatsoever.
Yeah, you love the game and you've been broadcasting a long time, so you earned your credibility.
I appreciate it. Hey, Tony, best of luck to you, to your family, and again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you,
It's
Tony. It was
fun.
great to see you.
Fun. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Tony LaRussa is so grateful for all the stories. Our best to your family. Hope to see you and the LA Angels on the field at some point this summer. Thanks to all of you for hanging with us, for Dara, Tony, and all of us at Hanging with Champions. We'll see you next week.